SMXL Milan 2023, Allianz MiCo in Milan. 2 days of working to talk about the future of digital marketing. In this moment, we are together with Pedro Dias, who is a technical SEO consultant. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So, Pedro, today we want to better understand in a period, in a world where everybody talks about the AI adoption, and also the AI interaction. And Google is one of the biggest player, we can say, in this sense. What is changing for the digital marketing environment, strategies, and also activities?
What is changing? Well, I would say that is mostly the operational part of things are changing. I don't see AI mostly changing the strategies. It can help us automate a lot of things which are more operational. But then again, the tricky part about automation is controlling the output. And the output we are in the beginning, the early days of AI. And we are still evolving, so it can yield a lot of unexpected results sometimes. So you need to be careful with that. I mean, you can rely on it, but as long as you are an expert and you validate the output, it should be okay. I don't recommend letting it run on its own and by itself, because it can output a lot of weird things that you are not necessarily aware, because when it becomes then at scale, it's very tricky to kind of control everything. But I would say that from a strategical standpoint, the person is still very important in the process of telling what's good and what's not good out of the AI output.
And under this point of view, when we think about the digital marketing, SEO, and the generation of contents, we always think about, in this period, ChatGPT or generative AI, but the SEO is so important. And I think that the human point of view is so important when a digital marketer operates on the SEO. So under this point of view, now what are the most important challenges and maybe also opportunities that the AI can bring to the SEO strategy and activity for the digital marketers?
Well, I think the most opportunities is that AI can act like augmenting your notion and can help you think, can be a partner that helps you think of ideas of things that you can work with, not necessarily, as I was saying, that can execute flawlessly, because we need to understand that as it stands, AI, it's trained on a limited set of information. I mean, the output will always be bound to that limited set, and until it expands and can be really more precise, it's something that we can only use for us as a guiding light, so to speak, and not necessarily to execute things for us. So on the opportunities, I'd say that it can give you ideas that you have not thought before, but on the execution side, I would be careful with it anyway.
There is a need for control all the things that come out from the generative AI and the contents. But for the future, look into the future, what will be the next steps in order to improve the interaction between AI and SEO activities, and also keeping the human in the loop, at the center of the loop?
So I think one of the most important things that we are going to need to do in terms of AI is to understand how it can be trained or specialized in the areas that we want for it to be useful. Because, for example, if I work in the health sector, I want the AI that I work with to be really expert in that area and not be too generic. So the AI needs to learn in depth and not be so wide. So we have to start to think about the opportunities that are going to come of like training AIs in specialized fields
with more expertise in the fields where I have to do things and to generate content.
Exactly. On our own websites, like an AI needs to be trained on on a, if you think like Amazon, for the people at Amazon to have insights on what they should improve their website, the AI should be trained on their website to understand the taxonomies, the content, the everything that goes and how users behave. So then it can be really useful and insightful in saying things that are relevant to them.
Even if someone proposes some concern about it, because the thing that there are bias when you train the AI, and if you are too much in depth in your field, in your sector, maybe you have an idea that could be not so objective. So how the digital marketers can avoid this risk, according to you?
Well, I think we should have some kind of, we need to run tests and do data kind of sanitization in terms of what goes into the training of AI. Because, I mean, you need to understand why the output was biased in the first place. And doing reverse engineering in AI is really difficult, because it's like a black box that then you don't know why the output like that was what it was, without understanding what went in. Because like it's almost impossible once the AI kind of mixes everything and starts generating its own outputs, like to deconstruct it. Like for example, I used to say privacy is a big concern on AI, because imagine that your private information goes into training an AI, and then it branches out inside the AI. So how do you control it once that point that was your information then branches out into hundreds of thousands of other points? How do you dial it all back? You can't. It's like putting the toothpaste back in the tube. That cannot be done.
Thank you for your spotlight on this and also for being with us.
Thank you for having me again.